Welcome back to our guide on venture capital. We talked a bit about what a firm is. Let's dive a bit more into how a firm actually operates. A quick framework for this is that a firm has to find, decide, win, help, and exit. In find, a firm is spending actually a major portion of its time in this activity. They need to find a great startup in order to invest. Some might argue that that's actually the most important thing they do. After they've found great startups, they need to decide whether an individual startup is worth investing in. They will need to figure out whether that startup aligns with their expectations for risk and the limitations of their fund. And aside from the typical metrics, which are very important, they're often looking for an answer to why this, why now, and why you. Once they've decided to make an investment, the mentality shifts a bit where the firm has to ensure that the closing goes smoothly. During this period, they'll align on governance requirements with the startup and on the initiatives that the VC will undertake to help the startup win post-investment. After they have put all this in place, you've done your closing documents, the VC's predominant way to act around the startup is to increase the value of its investment. Primarily, a VC can help in two ways. One, the most obvious, they've given capital, making that money available in exchange for the ownership shares in the startup is obviously important. But beyond that, they also take an active role in creating value and increasing the value of this investment. They might guide the startup through some turbulent times by offering advice and connections. They make connections to customers, and often they'll take a board seat both for governance reasons and to be aware of the best ways that they can help the startup succeed. After that, obviously, in order to return money to their LPs, this investment needs to eventually exit. So they will help on the business side to make sure that it's scaled in a healthy way, that it can exit. Typically, an exit for a venture investment is through acquisition or IPO. When you're building a startup company, choosing the right VC is crucially important. It's a long-term partnership. Typically, a partnership relationship will be a 10-year relationship. So ensuring that the values and vision are aligned with your VC from the earliest days is eminently important. I hope this helped to understand a bit more about the job of venture capital firm and how you can promote your startup so that you align with the goals and objectives and operations of a VC. Moving forward, we'll talk a bit more about other types of capital so you can be aware of the broader capital landscape as its context will help you understand more what specific roles venture capital plays. Thank you, guys.